Welcome back.
It's us again.
We just did a haul of like our back stock, or some of our back stock, not our back stock.
And if you haven't seen it, go watch now.
And we were talking about a subject that we've been talking about a lot at the moment, and we want to do a full video on it because we want to hear your suggestions, we want to hear your thoughts, we want to hear your feedback, because you're the most important people, because you're watching the videos. So basically, we've been a bit, I don't know, we've been a bit quiet on social media because normally we're very vocal and we're showing you what we're doing, and we haven't really been in the charity shops at all.
I reckon probably about a week. I say that, probably about a week. No, less than that.
That's a massive.
But for us, that's a long time.
And you know what? I am actually 100% losing my love of charity shops at the moment, right? I'm never gonna lose my my thrifting nature or anything like that. But
anyone actually knows Bethany, like either through these or in real life, honestly. Like, that sounds such a real thing to say, but I do know what you mean.
They're just being a bit of a drain at the moment. Like, this, for us, the stock's not there. And I feel because we make a lot of content about us going to charity shops and sourcing from charity shops,
we want to make sure it's spot on.
We don't want to force videos and we don't want to force content. And one day last week, we were like, oh, we should go out to film a video. And I was like, oh, I don't really fancy going. And we're like, let's just go to film a video and we'll pick up brands.
And that's never, ever what this channel was about, ever.
No.
I don't want to, I'll be honest, from my point of view, sorry to get involved quickly, but just how I feel. I don't want to go out and just film a video for you guys, which, once again, I would rather not film it than go out and try and kind of pick the dregs to try and show you something. It's just pointless.
We're in the shops. So, for example, if Austin sees football t-shirt or football shirt, he'll pick it up and naturally he'll talk about it, and naturally he'll look it up to see if it's worth any money, because there's big money in it. We follow a lot of people that make money, and we have sold them before to collectors and things that with the middleman sort of thing.
Sure.
So we do pick them up, and then you end up finding less luxury than you like, or less high-end brands than you like. So you end up putting the football shirt in the video to bulk out the video.
I'll be honest, I've found loads of these in my time,
and
I cut it out.
This is like the most honest video ever, right? And you end up putting it in, and we say in our voiceovers, we don't know anything about football shirts, but this one could be worth this based on comps.
Yeah.
And we pick this up because it will make a quick 20 quid, because we're in the shop, and that's not us. Like, that's not what the channel was created for, and it's also not what we were created on the earth for.
No.
And then we end up, and it's not your fault at all, we end up getting questions about football shirts. We don't know anything about football shirts.
Yeah, someone DM'd me about football shirts, and I can only say this 1,000 times over. I know nothing about football shirts. There were thousands of guys on Instagram which know a huge amount about football shirts. There are even guys on YouTube who know a lot about football shirts. So just hunt those out. And I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but I say literally every time I pick one up, I don't know, and I ask for you guys for comments. So either one, they don't watch the videos anyway, which whatever, I guess, or two, they just no one's listening. I don't know about football shirts, so please, I'm saying, if you're going to ask me a luxury question,
it's our fault at the end of the day.
It is 100%.
Putting it in the video, because we're bulking out video to make content for you, because we want to obviously make as much as we can for you,
but also make a video a day. That's something which is important to us.
We really like filming, and we really like making a video today, but we feel the more we film, the more we're swaying from our path in aid of content rather than what we actually do. And what we actually do, 90% we don't show.
I'll be honest too, I mean, you guys at this point, at this stage of watching us, will already know, even if you watched 2 of our videos, or every single one we've ever made, one, I can talk for the country, and 2, I know about luxury, same as Bethany does, same as Bethany can, and the thing is, that's what we enjoy. That's what our passion is. If you just saw the video we were talking about, for example, Burberry Max, I can talk about a printed check till I'm blue in the face, but because I have the passion for it, because I enjoy it, because I know about it. But when you ask me to talk about something that is maybe I'm kind of on the peripheral, for example, a football shirt, I want to go back to that, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So for me, when we go out, I'm hunting for what I want to hunt for. I'm not hunting, okay, yeah, I can grab that because it's going to make me a couple of quid. I'm not going to say no to it. I'm not stupid. It's a business.
Well, and you've got a camera strapped to you, and you might as well just put it on the camera.
Exactly that. And I think you guys don't watch, if I'm honest, I don't think you watch us for football shirts. That's what I'm saying. Not that there's anything wrong with football shirts. Let's get that clear.
We're not football shirt people.
But I'm not a football shirt person, or Bethany isn't either. So we're just trying to, it's not going to get off our chest, but we kind of feel a certain way about how the luxury pickers should be, and what we do, and what we try and help with, or what we try and pass on.
So we want you to comment down below what you would like to see from us in terms of luxury content, in terms of what would help you in your reselling journey, that would help you maybe identify things in charity shops. Maybe, and I know a lot of people ask about authenticity, and it's a huge big subject, because I was talking to someone the other day. Everything varies from year to year, to item, and we can't make videos like this is how you authenticate a Dior belt, for example. No, it would be how to authenticate this Dior belt.
Yes,
because a different Dior belt from a different time would be different. But we can do
it's so hard to explain without explaining it and then spending an hour talking about one belt.
We can do, like, if you want more vestiaire content, if you want more listing content, if you want more photographing content, if you want to see more
behind the scenes, how our day-to-days are.
Yeah, if you want to see what we actually do in a day-to-day, like in terms of the other areas of our business, sourcing luxury through different avenues. I mean, we can't film our personal clients, and we can't film our wardrobe clear outs at the moment, because
I wouldn't. I'll be honest. That's something I wouldn't do, because
client confidential. Exactly, if we ever get a client that's like all for it, and maybe like one of you or whatever, then that's different.
There was actually supposed to be one beginning of the year, which the client said they were happy, and as soon as I arrived and I was kind of broke, I think they got a bit kind of, you know. And I get it, and I wasn't going to make them feel uneasy. They said, took it off, no problem at all.
If you want to see how, like we do, we pick up hundreds of items a week. Do you want to see more hauls? Because at the moment we're just trying to show the charity shop hauls in relation to the GoPro footage. Do you want to see more of the other stuff we do? We don't just go to charity shops and boot sales. We do so much more
in the reseller genre, which in some aspects we are resellers. Of course we are. Many people are resellers. We've been through this before. Even Tesco resell things, right? But to its core, we're dealers. We're luxury fashion dealers. We have been well before when we were resellers. Because I think that's just like a word everyone uses to kind of group everyone together. You can call it an antique dealer who's been doing it for 100 years, a reseller. He grabs something from someone, hopefully cheap enough, and then sells it for a profit. They're antique dealers. You've got to give them their dues. What I'm saying is, from me specifically, and from our point of view, I'm speaking of us both now, but I just think that I feel like we have more to offer than just doing those videos so far we've been doing. There's nothing wrong with those videos, and I stand by all of them.
We're still going to make them.
Because we are still going to make them. But what I'm saying is, I want to add something more. Like, if anything, we're asking for you to add some more work to our workload, because we want to bring you something different.
We want to give you value, as much value as we can. And I think we can't rely solely on charity shops to give you that value. And also, there's only so many brands we find. Like down here, we find a lot of Larg and Look and a lot of like that kind of brands, but we don't necessarily find a lot of streetwear or contemporary designers, which we deal a lot in, like Off-White and Human Made and those sorts of brands.
The thing is as well, like we could go to London tomorrow and well, not tomorrow, it's a bank holiday, but like and shoot a video of us picking a few items from a consignment shop, spending £1,000 with the consignment shop, and you might think, oh, well, that sounds like that would be interesting. And because from that £1,000, we might make 10 grand, we might make 4, we might make 3. It depends. We have to pick right. We're happy to do those things, but I want to know it's worthwhile, because as much as like if I'm going to spend the time doing that and going to those places and doing those things, I want to make sure that it's worth it to you guys. If you're thinking, well, I'm never going to do that, what's the point? Like, there are plenty of people doing boot sales and charity shops, and I'm not saying in the way we do them, but there are.
But then it might give you the idea that you can go to a dress agency or search out your local dress agency. It's also brand knowledge. Do you want to see more focused brand knowledge videos? Like, do you want us to, like, I'm looking at Burberry Max. Do you want us to do a video just on Burberry Max and the different types of Burberry Max and the best Burberry Max that make the most money? We can look at eBay comps. We can look at vestiaire comps and see which ones have sold for the most and why they sold for the most. I think the main thing I want to give you is why. The question why. I find myself watching. We watch all YouTubers. We love it.
If you don't think we watch you,
we watch everyone.
There was actually, sorry, I'm going to interrupt now for a change, but there was actually a guy which we met at the summit, top dude, and I think at the time his video had like 20 views, and when he walked past, he said, hey, how are you? I was like, I love your channel. And he was like, he couldn't believe, like, not me as in I had seen it, but he couldn't. I think people think we don't watch stuff. Like, there are YouTubers who don't watch anything. We watch everything. Like, and for us, like, it's fun. Like, I love seeing those things, and we learn things.
I've been watching a lot of, you'll find this really strange, I've been watching a lot of gaming resellers in America, right? And I have no interest in games. None.
So why do you watch that?
Because I love to see how they organise their businesses. From a perspective of a business, they get a lot of items that are in multiple quantities. Even if they're looking at like old games like NES or SNES or whatever, they can sometimes buy, like if they buy someone's collection, they could get 6 Super Mario Bros with the logo on the right hand side, and they're all in mint condition in the collector's cases. And then that's either a one listing or a very tiny tweaked listing for eBay.
As opposed to.
But everything we get is different.
Yeah.
So it's always like triple, and I love to see how they organise it, and I like to see how they buy things and like their relationships with people purely on that. But sometimes I sit there and I say, why did you pick that up though? Why is that worth £100 though? And I go into most cases, a lot of people don't know and they don't care. It's £5 to £100, but I like to give the why. I want you to understand what you're picking up and why you're picking it up, and why you should pick it up again, and why you should look out for it more often, or things like that.
The thing is, it's
as much as information as possible.
It's the whole fisherman thing. We said this before. Like, you know when they say like you can give a guy or a gal a fish, they eat for a day, or you can give them a net and they can do it for as long as they need to.
I want to give you the whole damn lake.
Like no. We want to give you a whole fishing supplies company with 65 nets, and like that's the point. Like when we first started this channel, a lot of people said to us, "Well, why would you just kind of give your secrets away?" Like, and do you know what? I never ever looked at it like that ever. I wouldn't do these things if we did. Like, there's so much out there, right? Mm-hmm. If half the whole population started reselling tomorrow, I promise you'd still find things, right? It'll make it a little bit harder, but then you got to step your game up. That's part of what we do anyway. If you go to a boot sale and there's more than one other reseller, you've got to get round there. You've got to get your bits and pieces in quick, or
well, we all specialise in different things. Like, I know people that are like experts in wool, and I wouldn't even ask anyone else for any opinion on wool because they just on it. Laura Ashley, Y2K, Gorp Core, football shirts, men's affordable streetwear. There's so many people who do so many different things, and they might pick up. So you might pick up, say you specialise in white stuff, just off the top of my head, right? And you find this your belt in a charity shop for £5, and you don't know how to list it, you don't know what age it's from. You could just sell it to us. Yeah. You could sell it to us, and then we could show you the process of listing it, and talking you through the age, and talking you through how much it's worth and why it's worth that much compared to a newer one, or compared to an older one, or compared to a green one. There's so much that we could do, but it's what do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
No, we're being serious now, because like we go back and forth all the time, and I've spoken to other YouTubers about this as well, and I think it's something that happens a lot, because you do something, it does okay, you do some more, it does a little bit better, your subs go up, your views go up, and to be honest, that's all well and good, and that's great, don't get me wrong, it is. Let's not beat around the bush. People get paid to do these videos. That, you know, no matter if you've got 1,000 subscribers or a million, right? That's how it works. By the same token, if for a second anyone thinks these videos, how many videos a month, 30 odd videos a month, were at that point now that they would actually be financially worth it, you're mad. Mm-hmm. Like, anyone watching say, oh, you make money off YouTube, you have no idea then. You clearly don't know how it works, because if that was the case, I would have stopped today and I'd go and do this full time. I do it because I enjoy it, you do it because you enjoy it, and it's an outlet for us. It's a creative outlet that we don't get just going, okay, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. People said, there was an amazing speech at the summit from Master of Pieces, and he was explaining why he does what he does, why he's part-time, all these things, and everyone was blown away by this speech. And what I came away with more than anything else is what's important to you. Not you have to do this, or you should do this, or you should be pushed this way or that way because so-and-so said so. You choose to do what you do because of what you want to get out of it. And for us, this is a great way to get things back and get things out of it. And we just want to know from your point of view what you would like to see from us.
We want to give as much confidence to be able to pick things up in charity shops, whether you know it's real or fake or not, and just enjoy the experience of working it out and taking risks within your business. Not big risks. I'm not telling you to buy £6,000 handbag, no. But 50p's and £1, and you can translate the information to charity shops or dress agencies or car boot sales, flea markets, antique centres, online arbitrage. Wherever you choose to source, you can apply the brand knowledge to that and how much we sell things for, etc. Do you want to see more travelling? More of our little...
I'm down with that.
More of our little journeys.
So I'll give you an example. Probably maybe twice since we started doing this properly. We go to Paris, specifically Paris, but just on the outskirts of Paris, like 2-3 times a year to go and buy. It's not something we've shown up until recently because, once again, it's a side of our business. Not that we're hiding or anything, but it's not something we thought would be necessarily relevant. Now we understand that people are interested in more of the background stuff and stuff like that. That's something we can show. We travel all over doing these different things.
The only thing we won't talk about is accountancy.
Because we pay someone else to do that.
We pay someone else to
I'm
do
not
it.
an authority on that.
And our organisation, because I do things differently because of my dyslexia and because of my ADHD tendencies. I do things differently to average people, and it would not translate, and you would not get it, and it wouldn't make any sense to you. Even how I label my boxes like blew people's minds because it doesn't work for anyone else, but it works for me, and that's how like we do it, if that makes sense. But like listing and things, that works across all areas. We are going to do a zip sale video because a lot of people
we've been asking since we mentioned we are kind of doing more and more with zip sale,
and we're doing it, and to be honest, we're doing work with zip sale because we love zip sale, and we use zip sale we use 2 zip sale accounts, and we've used it since the beginning of time. We used fake Rachel's code a year ago.
Yeah, it was.
And
you actually messed with the code, didn't you?
Yeah. Because I literally put up a post saying, I want to be a cheapskate. Has anyone got a free code for zip sale?
That was I remember that.
And I haven't stopped using it since. So that's why. And we want to give you like tools that you could use. I mean, it's not going to work for everyone. If you delist, and we can talk about like that in another video, and we will talk about it in another video, so it's not relevant now. But just like
it's interesting nonetheless.
Different tools to like to add strings to your bow and to be helpful, and everyone's going to have different things and everyone's going to have different opinions, but we want to hear them all. So don't be afraid to put anything in you, like if it's a contradiction comment or whatever,
and I'll shout at you in the comments anyway.
Just say whatever you think in the comments and whatever you think would be helpful to you. And to be honest with you, if you just watch us for pure comedy factors, then just put that in. Put that in. Just say we want to see you like making toast in the morning. I don't have toast, but like if you want to see that.
If you want me to have toast, I'll have toast. How about that? I just think there are so many people on YouTube, and we've only been doing it for a year on YouTube, right? But there are so many people doing some amazing and wonderful things. And I just think us going into charity shops 3 or 4 times a week and maybe doing a couple hauls, I'll be honest, I don't feel you're getting the best from us. I think we have more to offer you, and that sounds so like, oh, I have so much more. I do. I'm not BSing you. That's how I feel. You give me one item, and I can give you half hour talking about this coat, the lining, the fabric, why the tags are the age they are, what era, what tone this was. If you watch the last video, you'll understand the difference in tones in Novacek, not colours but tones from different years.
Podcast,
like the podcast, I don't shut up ever. We know that. So at least now we're back on track with the podcast. We dropped one on Friday regards Poshmark, and we're dropping part 2, which is actually the more. But we could do expose version. We could do one Bank Holiday Monday. We could do one podcast a month on YouTube if you would like that. Yeah. We're not very good at lives on YouTube because I don't know how it works. Do you know what we did one once? Initially, as literally as we started, the phone fell off. But apart from that, it went okay. But you know what? I will say I enjoyed Instagram Live. I enjoy doing videos on YouTube. I don't know if at the moment we need to live on both. I just don't know if there's room for it. But if you think so, ask. Yeah, I mean we can try anything. Out of curiosity, what would you like to do more of? I'm asking you. I personally like to do more brand knowledge. I personally like to do more videos on brands and like history of brands and what different points are more valuable and different eras are more valuable. What designers from the brand are more valuable, and so when you're in a thrift shop or in a charity shop, you pick up a Burberry coat with this certain label, you know that's a 90, or you know that we've spoken about it and you can reference back the video, but you know that's a 1990s label. It's worth slightly more than the 2000s label. Yep. Because it features the original colour Novacek, and that coat's better because it hasn't got the belt. It's the classic trench coat and it's a more wearable piece, so you can call on that information when you're out and about to make you more money. That's what I like more messages where people say, look, I love it, I value some stuff for people on Instagram all the time, and then they message me and say, oh, it's sold on Vestiaire for 200, or it's sold on Vestiaire for the exact price I said, and do you know what, I'm just like, sometimes they don't say that. Sick. And you just see a sold and they put a story up and you're like, yeah, cool. Yeah, and I don't mind, like, I'm not like egotistical in that manner. Not at all. Massively egotistical, but not in that manner. Way though. I just want to see people win.
and I want to help as much as I can to help you win. Does that make sense?
I just don't.
That would make me feel like I'm winning.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't feel there's enough. I don't feel like you guys are getting enough of us. And I don't like we're already posting like once a day, right? So I'm not saying you need more of us. I'm saying you need a different quality of us.
Yes.
I just think we
a more varied content.
Yeah, like listen, I can go to charity shops the rest of my days if that's really what you want. But I think there's a limit to that. And to be honest with you, so many people do it on YouTube, same as boot sales. Like there's the other thing, which honestly it kind of gets my goat. There are so many people who have not known what to do with themselves since there were no boot sales on. Now, for me, this is not aimed at anyone directly. I'm stating a fact across the board, including us in some ways, because you would have had more boot sales now if the rain the last few weeks had let up. You'd have had more boot sales from us in our content. But why as human beings we're such a creature of habit, and we've done the same. This is not like you said. There's not shooting anyone. If anything, it's us. Why am I having to wait for a boot sale to give you anything which is worth watching? It's stupid.
You know what is funny about boot sales as well? The last year especially, we're just so laid back now. Honestly, we're so laid back. We get to boot sale for like when it opens because FOMO. And then we just walk around and
pick some stuff up.
And then but the problem is, obviously the people are rushing around and getting in stores and asking people are going to get the cream of the crop. It will, in most cases, it's not all the time, but like the N64s and stuff like that. If I relate back on the games, if I relate it to that, I've been watching a lot of gaming content. Yeah. If I relate it to that, and then we're sort of just wandering around going, oh look, this is a Salvanian mug, because we're just having a nice time. But that's not necessarily the helpful content that we want to give you, and we can do that still. We can still do that, but we also.
Happy to do that. I'm not moaning about it.
We also like to know if you would like any other content.
Yeah. It's kind of like we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. If there's anything else we can possibly give you, and like I say, whether it's like one video one day, like for example, I think it's really boring, but it is what it is. It's different. People don't know. I think it's boring because I already know what we do. But for example, lighting, or for example, setup, or all those things. Like we're happy to answer those questions and make videos on those things. But sometimes, like someone the other day, I asked for like bookkeeping advice. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not an accountant. I send all my stuff to my accountant. They're great, and I pay them to do it.
But there are some ladies on Instagram and some men on Instagram that are really good at organisation. And if you watch them, if you want their, I recommend them all to you. If you ask down below, I can give you all their handles. Who are sick at organisation, and they're not necessarily going to talk to you about accounting or anything, but they can talk about how to load yourself up for the best accounting. Yeah, I'm not the person to do that. I'm not that person. I can admit it freely because it's okay to admit that we have strengths and weaknesses in all different areas. 100%. Because we are resellers, not accountants.
No, but we're also not robots. So understand that where you have strengths, you'll also have weaknesses as human beings. I think everyone's trying to be so perfect, and I know everything about everything. I'll beat that out, but that's what it is.
He's going to have to find it to beep it out now. Remember the time, Austin. 22:55.
22:55. It just annoys me. Not everyone knows everything, and we get told that all the time. The difference is we know a buttload about what we talk about.
Yeah, and there's some people that know more than others in different areas, and there's some people that are technically experts in their field. I say 10 years. If you've got 10 years under a belt, you're technically a master of trade, and that's that. But I also believe that you obviously can be a master of trade. Anyway, it's a long analogy that, but you know what I mean.
100%.
You know what I mean, like in old school terms. Anyway, we're going to start talking now. We are going to Cardiff over the Easter holiday breaks.
We are indeed.
I think we're going to hilariously do some charity shopping because they're the best charity shops. If anyone wants location recommendations, I'm happy to do location guides for charity shops. I know that's a controversial thing in the reselling world, but if you want a video of where to go charity shopping in Cardiff, I will do it.
The thing is though,
and I will include maps.
Even that, I understand why like that would get on some people's nerves. I totally do. I do. By the same token, unless you're going there that day or you go there every week, I don't understand the whole gatekeeping thing. If we were to gatekeep at this point, I doubt there's anyone who watches any of these videos who can say we've given you nothing, like you've learned nothing from us. And if we have, we'll switch off then. It's not necessary. You know what I mean? Mm. By the same token, if we've given you anything, let's give other people stuff too. That's just how it works. It's a whole cycle. I feel passionate about it.
I think we're going to do some antique centres because I love antiquing. I know. See, there's things you don't know about us, and that we don't share that side of us.
I'm massive into ballet. I've told you before. I go 3 times a week. No, that's a lie. But you see, people have different interests. That's what I'm saying.
Which can roll
like
into
ballet.
the luxury market. I buy a lot of luxury items at flea markets. Fascinating fact for you. I think so. We're gonna do some things, and then you just let us know down below, and we'll apply as many as we can. And I want like full answers. You can give me 20 things you want to see, and we will give it
20,
to you.
That's a lot.
And we'll see what we can do. And
Give me one, I'm happy.
I need my luxury picker spark back. So if anyone's got a match, hit us up.